we are having a conversation today around the female business, as always. Well, one of the things we're always chatting about for sure is I've actually had this question a bit. Wait, do we want to do a quick introduction? Real quick, introduce ourselves, say hello.
Have at it.
Yeah. So we always seem to jump right into the conversation. So for those that don't know, my name is Chef Katrina. I am one of the co-founders here at Truth Bomb Academy, and what we specialize in, so we're all co-founders together. We founded this company a little over a year ago, and it's been a heck of an adventure together.
Yeah, it's been fun, actually.
Yeah, it's been really fun. I'm not gonna lie. And so what we specialize in is teaching female entrepreneurship. And you might think to yourself, that already exists out there. Like, women are already female entrepreneurs. And this is true. And it's also a lie. So
people lie.
Yeah, people lie. Yeah, they do. So one of the things we found really interesting was that as female entrepreneurs, we have been, learning and building businesses for the last 6 years that we've had access to creating our own bank accounts, everything else. So my name is Chef Katrina. I basically am the business strategist behind Truth Bomb Academy, and teaching female business owners how to incorporate their balance, their life into their business. And not vice versa. It's not about putting your business into your life. It's about putting your life into your business so that you don't get the burnout, the overwhelm, and the frustration. So I like to find fun, simple solutions without the overwhelm of building your business. So I'm having a blast, honestly. This has been fun.
It is fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. My name's Heidi Muma, and I spent 20 years homeschooling my kids and also building businesses, but often those businesses overwhelmed me instead of me thriving in them. And so what I really love helping women to discover that time, actually not even discover it, create it. Because ladies, it's like, as much as we create in this world, I've discovered, and through the things that we've been doing here in Truth Bomb Academy, how much we can create the time for what's most important for us and still build that successful business. And lately we've been really diving into how to help your business feed you instead of you constantly feeding your business. And it's like, and when we've discovered the way to actually take profit in our business instead of just continually feeding our business money, it has been a complete game changer. It's like, I know so many successful businesses that are six-figure, $1 million, billion-dollar businesses, and the owners are making squat.
Yeah.
So just because a business looks successful, how do you actually make it be successful?
Yeah, I know for a fact, the one thing I keep hearing all the time, especially coming from the hospitality industry, most businesses are one month away, like one pay period away from closing down completely. That's how little we're ahead of the game.
Yeah. I was watching a what is it that think tank is not think tank, it's Shark Tank this morning, like one of their articles, and one of the guys is up there, and he's outwardly, he has a hugely successful business. He has sold like thousands of these product that he created. He's brought in a whole crap ton I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was a lot. And the sharks were like, wow, you've done really well. And they're like, how much money do you have in the bank? He's like, $39. I'm like, that's like, he barely
even
made it
do
to
that
the shark.
with my personal finances. That doesn't make sense. Like, what in the world?
Yeah. So I mean, why, like, people, it's like managing money in your business. It's like, we've looked at what the traditional accounting system tells us, and it works. It's fantastic for your taxes. It's not a fantastic model for your business to run off of. And so we dive really deep into this in Truth Bomb Academy, and it's been fascinating to study it and learn it and implement it and just see how it works. And it's just, yeah, I'm super excited to teach that and share that with women who come inside Truth Bomb Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm Karen Angeli. I'm here for the fun. How's that?
I knew she was going to steal our thunder and say,
yeah, sorry about that.
Fun.
Like, that's my favorite thing to say, because I did not focus on that for so long in my business, and I see other women doing that, and it's like, why what are we missing here? Like, there's a whole mindset process that goes into this, and I really dive deep into the mindset. And recently, I've been really diving into a lot of neuroscience also to really figure out why we tick. I'm gonna probably do more on behavior science too, because it's just so friggin' fascinating, and it's one of the things that keeps so many people stuck and blocked. I don't know, like for me, I get a lot of joy when somebody has their own self-discovery, because I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I don't want to do that, because I know that I've got it fucked up along the way too. But if you can get through the process of self-discovery on your own, and you can go, da-ding, like there's something special and powerful that happens when somebody does it for themselves instead of somebody coming in and telling you to do something. Because I just don't feel like that's very successful for someone when somebody's like, oh, do this, 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 this. When you can actually help somebody in the process, then they connect the dots on their own and create their own critical thinking, creative thinking way of working through how to build their business. So for me, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. So yeah.
No, and I totally agree, because like I get a lot of people that say, I want the done for me. I want everything set up, do this for me, put it together. And having been a coach and been in the digital marketing, education, and training side of business, like I've worked with some really powerful companies that have been teaching and training digital marketing. And every time people bought into the done for you, what's crazy is like I'll do this for you, but the thing is I still need you to input in information,
right?
And so even if I say I'm going to do this for you, I still need, okay, what is your business, what is your brand, what is your logo, what images do you want, what copy do you, because I still can't be you. I can do the work, right? But that's actually the easiest thing. Like for all the done for you trainings you guys pay for out there, I promise you're doing 90% of the heavy lifting. But they're telling you that they're going to do it for you. And that's absolutely the biggest lie out there, especially around business, is you cannot possibly build somebody else's business, because the owner of the business, and it's proven, right? And even in Shark Tank and everyone else is that if you really want to build a business, the owner has to be in the trenches with it. Like that's the startup of the business. And to shortcut that or try to shortcut that really is detrimental to the entrepreneur, because there's no learning or growth period for you. And I think you have to fail. And I always like the acronym FAIL, which is your first attempt in trying, or first attempt in learning. I put whatever.
You made fate happen right there. That's fate.
All right. Whatever. My spelling, that's right. That's, spelling was not my big thing. But like your first attempt in learning. And I think we have to remember that, especially as entrepreneurs, is that we are on the fast track to failure. There is no other place in the world, you not having a job, like beyond having a job, beyond going to school, entrepreneurship really is that it is learn to fail and get comfortable in the failure, because it is your first attempt in learning. And when you learn, you get to see, and I think it's the critical ability to look back and say, okay, what worked, what didn't work, what am I taking forward from this lesson, what lesson did I need to learn from this lesson, right? And then kind of go from there. So I always find it fascinating that in the world of entrepreneurship, we are really first into self-discovery, because we take ourselves everywhere. It's true.
Hope you like your boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your boss. Hope you like yourself. You're your boss. You can fire yourself. You can hire yourself. You might hire and fire yourself throughout your day. How many of you hire and fire yourself throughout the day? You're like, I'd hire me. Nope, I fired myself.
I fired myself today.
You can do it as an entrepreneur when you run your business. So yeah, it's just an interesting place to play in this conversation. And like you said, Karen, one of the things that I did for probably I've been with this for over 15 years. And I know over probably the last 12 years, at least a dozen of those years, I was miserable. Right? I was not a happy entrepreneur. Yes, I was making the money. Yes, I was having the quote unquote success. Yes, I was working with incredibly talented companies and high income brackets. But at the end of the day, I wasn't excited or happy about the whole process that I was going through. I was more burnt out And I was so worried about doing more for everybody else than myself that I was depleting my own energy level faster than anything, which explained why I had to go and nap or close down for like 4 days at a time. Like I just like curled up under the covers and I was like, I can't see anybody anymore. Right.
Yeah,
Like
you are
oh,
done.
yeah, done. You can't keep that up.
No,
So
it's not healthy. It's
so
not
I have
fun.
a question. Because this comes up a lot. So we've been talking a lot about Time Magic because that's our Black Friday offer this weekend, right? And we're putting together a really cool deal for women to learn how to create time and money, like manifest 2024 in a way you've never experienced, right? And we've been doing the work this entire year, and it's actually been fun to reimagine how women approach time. So the one question I get between the two of you, and just kind of having this discussion, even for our viewers that are watching, I get the question a lot: how does time magic differ from the traditional time management system that exists out there? Like, what makes this little different? So I'm throwing that question out there to see what you both have for this, and for our viewers that are probably curious about it.
I'm going to let Heidi answer that because literally what we do is what I've always done. So I don't understand any other way.
I think
when people are like, I did time blocking, I'm like, what's that?
Well, okay. Yeah. Unless it's like I would do it. It's like I would spend all this time, like I said, like last week, it was like I loved doing the colors because it was like color and I got to color my calendar. And then when it came to actually working through it, it got thrown out the window. Or like maybe the first couple of weeks I would stick to it because I'm like, okay, this is great. I love starting things and seeing how it works and testing it out. And I was just like, so I always started it. I was really like, okay, we're getting up, we're having breakfast, you're getting, and then we're like, I mean, our days, and I had all my kids color coded. It was fantastic. They were
Holy
beautiful.
crap.
I did.
Girl.
I mean, you tell me, it's like the first part of our school year, every like September and October were serious. They were like, you're getting up, you're having breakfast, you're getting straight to and it was all done. And by the halfway through October, it was usually thrown out the window.
Yeah, because ouch.
Because I mean, it's like it goes completely against my personality. It goes completely. It's like, and each of my kids were like, but if I do this now, then I can do this late. Like they would switch up their days by themselves, and it was like, so it didn't. But so anyhow, what's different now is like instead of dictating, I'm going to do a certain activity at a certain time. It's just like I look at what I have to do and what is it that's working in me right now? Is this the time of day that I'm super creative? Is this the time of day that I need to sit down and I love to, because I also, I mean, this is weird and it's like contradictory to my personality, but I actually do like doing finances. I was like, I like to sit down and check off boxes. I like to sit down and it be and everything line up and it equals, and it's just, I like to see that. So sometimes it's like, it's just, what is it that you have to do and where is it the time of the day that suits you best, and what time of week does it suit you best? And I think and it's like, and I love when we sit down and we talk about our intentions and how does this feel in your body? How does this feel about your week? Like you look at your week and you have like 500 things to do and you only have 300 time slots to do it in. And it's just like, and how does that make you feel about going forward into the week? And it's just, it's like, and
when you're talking about feelings when it comes to time management,
yeah,
isn't that counterintuitive?
Yeah, like,
you want to cut out feelings and just do what you have to do?
Well, and I thought that at first, I was like, that doesn't, like, at first I was like, because I'm from a world where it was like manifestation was most likely a curse word. Okay.
Probably.
And so
actually it was, because I'm from that same world. So.
Yeah. And so at first I was just like, y'all are weird. I don't understand this. And my feelings have nothing to do with what I have to get done. And I have this 500 to-do list and I have to get it done. But I think it's like, I actually, now that I let that go, it did not happen overnight, ladies. It took me a little while when we sat there and we did the breathing exercises and we really get in tune with what's going on in our lives. It was uncomfortable at first. I will admit, I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. My brain is going in 500 different directions. And how do I quiet it? I had many questions, and I was just
I'm
like,
sure you
this
did.
feels weird and awkward.
Yeah.
But it's like now when we do it, I actually, it's not so awkward. It's not so uncomfortable. It actually feels good. And
Yeah.
so it's
So
like when,
I'm curious, do you feel a shift when you do that? Do you feel a physical shift in your body?
yes, because
Perfect.
now that I've, I guess, relaxed into it
Mm-hmm.
and not put anything around it,
Yeah.
not given it a name that didn't serve it or
Yeah.
didn't even deserve it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, so I've taken away those barriers. It's like I can, my body can physically relax into it.
Yeah. Which is like, that's beautiful. Like what you just said is exactly what I want for more women. Because here's the thing, like, it may sound woo woo, it may sound fluffy duffy, but here's the thing, it's actually scientifically proven that when we actually sit with our breath and we clear our mind and let our mind like not run a million miles an hour, that it's actually really freaking healthy for our body to reset. We're not in fight or flight mode. We're in
Right.
creation mode. We're not trying to survive anymore.
Yeah.
Like when your brain is going a million miles an hour, you're trying to survive. That's all
Yeah.
you're doing. You're not creative at all. You can't because you
Right.
don't have enough energy for it.
Right.
So when you actually physiologically go, okay, I'm going to breathe in for 5 seconds and breathe out for 5 seconds, or I'm going to do whatever Kieran's telling, because Kieran sometimes tells me to hold my breath too. Realize that there's a physiological reason that I share those things too, because I want you to feel what it feels like to get back into being a creator instead of being a survivor. Too many of us have been survivors for way too long. And when you feel the shift for the first time, you're like, whoa, give me some more of that. Like that's how it is for me. And every time I dive deeper with myself, I'm like, whoa, give me some more of that, because I didn't know that either about myself or the world or how other people worked. Like there's just so much stuff that you learn along the way when you actually get your body out of that survival mode. So
That's a really good word for it. It's like it does feel like when I talk about having those weeks where you have like 500 things to do and you only have 300 slots, well, it's like it is survivor. It's like, how do I survive this week?
well,
And I think it's like when we've completely reimagined how we look at our weeks and how we look at those 500 things to do. It's not, I don't feel like I don't, there has not been a week in probably the last, I don't know how many months that I can look at that was like more like I was trying to survive. It's more like where this week feels like I'm thriving. This week feels like it's not so jam-packed with so many things that I have to do. It's like it's prioritizing, but it's really about what is most important.
Yeah. Yeah. So I started this by saying, I always did that. So what I always did with Time Magic, like with what we currently do with Time Magic, is like I would set up my week the same way that we do inside of Time Magic. But I didn't always do the physiological, like take a breath. I didn't always do the slow down, set your intention. I never did that actually, because I was just doing the same thing you were, Heidi, where I was just trying to survive. I was just trying to make it through the week. And when I started to actually do this, I realized, wow, there's so much more to life. And there's like, I can actually feel good. Like I didn't know. I really don't think I knew what it meant to feel good, to feel centered, to feel stable. I don't think I knew what that meant, because it, like, let's be honest, our culture is all about rush to the finish line. Rush as fast as you can. Hurry up and wait. Like I stopped saying that because I was like, nah, that's bullshit. Like I'm just here for fun. Like I'm not hurrying up to wait. No, I am going through life and I'm enjoying the process. Like when you reframe your life, and listen to what you say too, because that's a really big telltale to what's going on in your mind too. But when you reframe your life and you go, wait a minute, I don't have to feel like everything has to be done now. Everything's going to get done in its perfect time. And I literally hang on to that every single day, because I'm like, I will open up my planner some days and I'm like, whoa, how am I going to get all of this done? And I'm one of those people that is like, this will only take me like 20 minutes. 3 hours later, I'm like, crap. So like, I get that too. And that's the thing that I think that time management and time blocking really messes up a lot of people, because they're like, I'm giving myself this much time to do this. And when you don't get it done in that time, you start beating yourself up.
The stress on top of stress is ridiculous.
Ew. Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what if instead you were like, oh, this is the white space that I have in my day, and this is the list of things that I need to get done. Yep. Like, that makes more sense, and it always has made more sense to me, because it's less about getting something done in a certain time frame. So
well, and I think for women, we've added this added pressure on. So like I shared in the beginning when we started talking about time magic, and good morning to everybody that's joining us. The thing I looked at, and I've worked with a lot of female entrepreneurs over the year, and every time time management came up in our workshops or in our live online trainings or anything like that, or when we put together courses, time management or time blocking was very much another set of to-do lists. And here, and I always wondered, because I saw women, and they were from all ranges of life, right? We're talking from, pregnancy to newborns to my kids are younger, they're teenagers. Like, I had the whole gamut of women come through our different workshops. And the one time, and every time we got to time management, women were always the first one to raise their hand and go, how do I put this into my life?
Yeah.
They were literally the first. And every single person that was teaching it was actually a guy. That's the crazy part. Like, at least for me, a lot of the people that were teaching time management were all men that were teaching it. And they would have this very systematic approach to their day, to their time, getting things done. And women, all of them would be like you said, Heidi, you would start off like, I got this. And like halfway through, probably even their first week, it wouldn't sit anymore. Like, they were struggling to do this.
I would struggle, but I would power through. It's like, this has, we'll get this. We'll get this. We'll get into our rhythm.
No. Power through. That's one thing. We're taught to power through.
Yeah.
We're taught that women are resilient. We're taught that we can, we can do less with more. We're taught to sacrifice, right? And the thing is that women are already doing so much more. I mean, statistically, and they've done this. They've done studies on this. They've actually taken this into third world countries and done this, and they've done it with like rings, where they had the man and the woman in the tribe, the prominent, the male, the husband and the wife. And they said, what does the husband do throughout his day? And they put rings up, and he usually came up to about waist, maybe chest high. And then they said, okay, all the things the woman does in her day. And it's things like waking up the kids, getting breakfast ready, doing and I know that our times are shifting, that both sides of all of human beings are starting to look at like, how can we help each other? But there had been such a reversal of role of like the nurturer and the caregiver kind of a thing, or the nurturer and the breadwinner, I guess is how we had placed it back then. And so I think we just carried that forward as women. And then when we stepped into the business world 60 years ago, we never let go of what we were already doing. And our rings were already at head height level, right? Like, we were like, hi. And then we added business onto this. And now we're asking ourselves, how do women as business, how do we start removing those rings and putting it like, what's the priority? What do we have to do? What can be handed off? What can we let go of? And when you're talking about feelings, I've been teaching time magic in different forms over this is my 4th year diving into it. So starting into 2022 or 2024, this will be year 4 that I've been at work trying to figure out how to help women do this. And what was crazy, it was because when we joined up together, the 3 of us, and we started hosting Time Magic, and we've changed the name of the training, and we've done a lot of recreation and reimagining, even for the type of planner that we're using. We're using a planner that pre-exists, but we've had to modify quite a bit of it. just to make it make more sense and align with more of what the woman experiences in creating time. And you might be thinking to yourself, that doesn't make any sense, but we really did. It wasn't about adding more tools. It was about changing the language. It was about changing the question. And it was about setting more of the intention and feeling. And what's crazy is that it took this year for me to finally understand what I've been trying to attempt. And I know we're still going to refine it, because every time more women join us inside of Time Magic, we learn another nuance. We learn another little thing to shift. Another question is asked that moves it forward. So really what's been fun about this is that it's been the women that are going through Time Magic with us that are really crafting this new way of creating time, creating intention. And what's even interesting, because I know you talked about manifestation and how, people think it's a dirty word in certain religious and cultures, and that it's this woo-woo, and we can't talk about our feelings, and we can't talk about being a woman, and we can't say the word like vulva and vagina, and the fact that I've got, women parts, we call it all. But what's interesting is that in what we teach, I have actually seen our members increase their spirituality. Mm-hmm. If anything, they've gotten deeper into their faith, right? They've gotten deeper into their health. They're actually creating better results in their life in spirituality, health, relationships with their spouses and their children, better environments around their work and career. They're taking care of themselves for the first time. We have one that talks about how she discovered how to nap. She puts napping into her day, still homeschools her three children, by the way, right? Naps, and is also building businesses, right? And you think to yourself, well, oh my gosh, she's got so much on her plate. And yet she still has the downtime. She still has those moments where she's learning to breathe. And I think that's the key behind this, is that we are finding women of all different ranges that are choosing to focus their intentions, create their reality, and with that are having a lot more success. So it's not necessarily about the tool. Everyone thinks it's about the tool they're using, right? Everyone's like, I got to have this planner, I got to have this in there, I got to do this, I got to have my coloring pencils, all of that. And what we're really learning is that when you give women permission to get, like you said, Karen, centered with themselves, start breathing again. I will tell you, going through Time Magic this year and really sitting in my body, that was one of the big things. I was actually talking with a mentor of mine, and I didn't realize how, as a woman, how much I've been cut off from my feelings, from my emotions, because I'd been such in the world where they're like, don't feel, just think, just critically analyze everything else. I didn't even know like what I was experiencing in my own body. And that was the crazy part behind this. So the deepening of my faith has been extraordinary, like just bringing me in a better relationship with God, really bringing into abundance into my life, really being in conversations with both of you. I mean, you guys are the biggest blessing in my life, having you be part of this Truth Bomb Academy and the creation, because it really took the three of us. Like, it took the three of us to coming together to really create this. And I think with Time Magic, women are starting to see a new way to build.
I love it. It's like the way we start like every year, because we set this up. It's fascinating. It's like you get all planners come with like, all these pages in the front of the book. And so in the past, I've always, skipped them and went right to the calendar. And I was like, I don't know what to do with those. But this is what we actually work through and walk through. And I think what's been fascinating for me this year is like, this is part of like the whole, it's like setting those intentions and setting those desires. And it's like, and sometimes it's like, and I know this happened with one of our other members. She was like, I didn't even realize that this dream that I had came true. And writing down those dreams and actually working through, it's like, what are your dreams? And it was like, this was one of my biggest realities. The first time we did this, I was like, I realized that I hadn't stopped dreaming. And I was like, I realized all the dreams that I wrote down were other people's dreams. And which kind of shocked me at first, because I was the child who never stopped dreaming. But I was like, but this year, I was like, I had set down that I wanted to be a certain health, like a certain weight, but in a healthy manner. And it's like, and I've like, as a child, I was super skinny, it was like, but anyhow, whenever I've tried to lose weight, it's always been like out of stress related, or I tried to do like, one of those crash diets or some way that it was not really healthy. It was more damaging than anything else. And this year it was just like, I had the intention, and we were working out all the time, but we were also eating pretty much whatever we wanted. And I was just, and so anyhow, I came across somebody just by happenstance. I was like, I don't know how I came across her, but I came across a doctor that I've been following, and we've actually really started eating in an extremely healthy, in a manner that I would have never thought of on my own. But because I was like this, but at the same time, I feel I feel healthier, and I'm losing weight without even thinking about it. And I was like, I got on the scale the other day, and I'm like, that's bizarre. I was just like, I feel like I haven't even been following the diet perfectly, but because it's not really a diet. It's not something that I'm going to do for 6 months. It's a lifestyle.
Choosing a lifestyle.
It's choosing the food I'm going to eat because it's good for my body, not just because it tastes good. And so that setting that intention has made me be intentional, which is I think it's like, you look at it as a way of manifestation. And I was just like, I feel like that was manifested because I'm like, I didn't go out searching for this. It was like, but I listened to her. I was intrigued, and I kept listening, and I kept listening. And I'm just like, this is really fascinating.
Yeah.
And I love learning. So that was cool.
Yeah. I mean, that honestly, like you just described how we manifest. Like you don't necessarily have to go looking out for it. When you're actually aligned to the future that you want, you're actually aligned with your mind, body, soul, aligned completely, then it's like it finds you regardless. So, and here's the other thing with manifestation. We are manifestors by nature. We manifest all the time, every single day. Everything that you see in your life is a direct manifestation of what you've created. So like for me, like that thing that I feel like people get stuck on all the time is they're like, oh, but when am I manifesting and when am I not? You're always manifesting, period, end of story. Like this is literally what you've created with your brain. Like there it is. So, but I love what you said about, I don't have to work very hard. That is exactly what I want more women to experience in their life. Like, I'm not even kidding you. When you get to that point, it feels so good, and you start to create more just like it, right? So this week, my husband and I, we just stared at each other and laughed because of the thing that we had manifested. We were like, wow, I have no idea, but I'm just going to laugh about this and go, thank you, more please. Because that's literally how it works. Like you just start to get in this spiral of, how did we do that? I have no idea, but we're just going to sit here and laugh our butts off. And just like, we're having fun. Like that is how you manifest, with intention, people. Like it's not like, doing all these things. Like I have to listen to this. I have to do this with my body. I have to do it. No, it's about enjoying your life. That's when you start to go, oh, wow, that came up. Oh, wow, because you're actually like, you're in a state when you're having fun, you're in a state where you naturally will manifest things that are fun. Like that's how that works. Like you're in a frequency that is going to continue to attract more things that make you go, how'd that happen? I don't know, but we're just gonna laugh and have fun, because that's how we got this thing. So let's keep doing it. So like with you being like, I'm following this diet, but I'm not really following this diet, and I'm losing weight. Like I'm doing the same thing in my life. Like I'm literally like, I'm eating what I want pretty much, but I'm still losing weight, which is really, really fun. And I'm not sitting here eating like pizza all day long. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm actually nourishing my body, but I'm eating whatever I want when I'm nourishing my body. And I'm literally just going, oh, my pants fit differently.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, and I love it. It's not a crash diet. It's not, it's like, I'm not stressed. I'm actually enjoying it.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
well, keep going.
No, but so that's what it's like. It's like, and when you're feeding your body stuff intentionally, I don't know. It's been a game changer. And it's like, and I don't feel like I'm depriving myself of anything.
No. Yeah. I get that.
And it's just like,
and I hear that times I spend a lot of time with different people that are going through like different like diets and things they go through. And the thing is that I always said the food is meant to nourish the body.
Yeah.
And if your intention is to nourish and really understand the science of how your body processes food and understand the game that's against you in the food industry right now, which is a whole nother topic we could dive into. But there is so much that you have to just create an awareness of. And I love what we created inside of Time Magic, because when we get to certain points in the planner that we're using, right, it even says goals. And we said, we're not using that word anymore. We've actually removed that word as much as possible. We have everyone, like women, literally cross out that word and write, what is your intention? So we removed the word goal because we wanted to focus on the intention that you're creating, because you're more likely to stick with something when you are in the intention of this. If your intention is to be healthy, then it's not a health goal for weight. It's to lose it in a healthy manner, right? If you want to build your business, then what are you doing? What is your intention? Is it to help more people with X? Like when you get into the intention state of your business instead of the goal setting for your life and your business, this is why there's an increase in spirituality, because your intention is set, not the goal. And goals have like this end date. And what's interesting for women is women don't view time as an end date. Men do. They have a 24-hour hormonal cycle. I've talked about this before. And I've even done more research with this because I'm just super curious. Why do men hormonally cycle in 24 hours? In women's hormonal cycle, their emotional, hormonal, chemical cycle lasts 28 days. So that was a big factor when we were teaching women how to create time, is that we had to remove the goal word and look at what is the intention that you're creating. Because if your intention is to raise healthy, productive, amazing children, and you have that as an intention that you're looking at every week, and when you look at your planner and you look at what you're creating, and that's the intention, it literally colors your world and your week vastly different than setting those goals. And I saw that we got some love over here and here on YouTube also. But that is the critical piece, is that we literally had to change language. We had to remove goal setting for women and create intention. We had to remove certain language that was being gifted because the language didn't match how women speak to each other or how women view time. So this is the beautiful thing about Time Magic for women, is that it's not necessarily the recreation of the week. It's the reimagining of how women view time and the grace. And the thing is that once women understand how they cycle, how they work, how their productivity is, they can actually be in better communication with their partner and with our male counterparts around what we're experiencing, what we're feeling. So we have to give women back their time first, and then allow them to have the language to communicate how they can blend this with that analytical, linear to-do list type of a thing without beating yourselves up for not doing what everyone perceives. This is how this gets done. This is what you have to do every single day. I've had the daily method of operation checklist. I created the damn things. I won't do it ever again. I've seen the power list training. I won't do that ever again. It felt so incongruent. And so this is where I've looked at all the different time management styles that have been out there and said, what can stay and what needs to be completely reimagined for how women look. Because as you've talked about, both of you, once you started feeling and breathing again, it completely shifts about exactly how women approach time. And that question that I started off this conversation with is, how does Time Magic differ from all the traditional time management systems out there, it's going to sound woo-woo, because what I'm telling you is to feel. And that they want something concrete and definitive for how you're going to approach your week. But here's the thing, when I sat down and looked through my planner, because we do this every Saturday, we host an accountability inside the Truth Bomb Academy, right? We have an accountability where we implement and we talk about how to create your week. And I was flipping back through my weeks and go, oh, I didn't get that done at that week, but it still got done somehow between last month and this month without knowing it. And actually that task, without being written down as a to-do, got completed when I had the energy, the creativity to actually take on that task. And that for me has been the biggest difference. It's not beating myself up for not doing it. It's looking at when do I feel like I'm at the best time to create this? When is my energy at the best? When do I feel better? When do I need to rest? Right? And that's been the big shift for me after all these years of building businesses the way I've been taught to do this. I will say this year, and with Time Magic and what we've been just tweaking and manifesting and creating, this has been one of the best years for manifestation and creation of time and joy and bliss that I've ever experienced because of how we've set up this approach. So that's what I got there. Anything that I see, we got like lots of love over here too on Clapper. So is this making sense for everybody? Anything to add around time and what we've created? No, we're good.
I mean, we got lots going on. We actually have the Female Millionaire Code that's coming up here in like 15 minutes. So guys, if you want to join us, there's actually a link here on Clapper. So you can join us on Clapper. If you're like, hey, I want to join in, we have it happening in 15 minutes. So you can hang out with us longer. And then here on YouTube, we'll provide a link for you as well. It's truthbombmarketing.com/code is the URL. So you can join us right now again, if you like, and connect with us further. And like you said, Katrina, we have that Time Magic offer that will be going live on, is it Thursday evening or Friday? It's Friday that
only
actually
the early bird people get access on
got
Thursday.
it.
If you're not on that list and you don't want that extra money off and everything else, then you want to be on the early bird list. But otherwise, it actually officially kicks off on Black Friday.
Yeah. So we have our Time Magic training that is literally only offered once a year. Okay. So this is literally it. And we go through and we show you how to not only set up your planner for success, because a lot of people can show you that, but we actually go into like self-discovery. We go into creating vision boards and what that looks like. And we actually do something like manifestation movies as well. So that's something that I love, because I've actually looked at my own manifestation movies and been like, holy crap, that happened. Like I did a training recently where I was just like, oh my God, all of this happened. I don't think I realized, because I hadn't looked at that movie in so long. So, but we'll teach you how to create stuff like this so that you can actually start rewiring your brain for success inside of this once a year training that we have. So you're definitely going to want to grab that. So the link for that is truthbombmarketing.com/magic is how you can get on to our early bird list, or you can actually grab that Black Friday offer right now as well. So yeah, so we got a lot going on. We got a lot of fun stuff, and we want to show more people, more females, how to actually create a 2024 that actually blows your mind and you actually enjoy your life and your business a little bit more. So yeah.
So if you want to join us right now, head over to truthbombmarketing.com/code. We're going to go live with the Female Millionaire Code, teaching you the 3M to profit that's unique to just women, and how to grow and scale your business right into 2024 and beyond. Like, you're going to love this. And then absolutely stick around and head over to truthbombmarketing.com/magic and get pre-registered for that early bird special that's coming out on Thursday if you sign up for it. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait, miss out on all special deals, and then just take whatever's left over as we kick off onto Black Friday. So you absolutely want to join us for that one. Thank you guys so much for joining us here on Clapper. We love you. And for those of our fans here on YouTube, thank you for everything. And we'll see you in about 10 minutes.